Ever painted a project only to have it all peel off, or even worse, that yellowing or those knots that come through? It's so frustrating. I have been there too. Even the best paint needs a little bit of help to do its job, and that's where primer comes in. There's no one-size-fits-all primer. What type of primer you use all depends on where you're going to be using it. So in this video, I'm breaking it all down, from furniture to walls, from plastic and laminate to glass and even tile. Yes, it all can be painted. You will know exactly which primer to use and when to use it to get those long-lasting results that you can be proud of. I get it, your project is all built and prepped and ready for the fun part, the painting. It is easy to skip this part, and there are times that you can, but there are times when it's imperative that you use a primer. So let's start talking about our walls. Technology has come a really long way with the paint and primer combo, like the Valspar Signature from Lowe's, or the Ben line from Benjamin Moore, or Sherwin-Williams Emerald. They're phenomenal paints. They can be a bit pricey though. So sometimes just going ahead and adding a layer of primer will save you money in the end, but also there are times when you just have to use a primer. And those would be if you're covering over smoke or water damage, or maybe you have those littles that have come along with some crayon or marker, then you're gonna need a cover stain primer. For example, Zinsser's Bin Cover Stain Primer, or I don't think it's Bin, I think it's just Zinsser Cover Stain Primer, or the Kills Original will block those stains out so that you can go ahead and paint your regular color over. The other time that you really want to use a primer is if your walls are dark and you're trying to go light, or vice versa. You're going to want something in between there, or the color that you're putting on top is never going to look the right color. That bottom color is going to tint what is in color you're putting on top of it. So go ahead, put a layer of primer on, because this is great, but doesn't quite cut it for those particular circumstances. The other time would be if it is raw drywall. It's raw drywall. It is going to be a lot cheaper to go ahead and paint a coat of primer on first before you go ahead and put on your expensive paint. This one can range about $100 a gallon. So that can get pricey pretty quick. If you're painting in an area like a bathroom or garage or something like that here in Florida, where our humidity levels are high, and those areas tend to be mildew prone, you're going to want to use a mildew resistant primer. So you want to find a primer that says mildew killing, because even though you may not see the mildew to the naked eye, there might be some underneath there that'll come through the paint. But if you put that primer on first, that's not going to come through. It's also going to resist any further building of that mold or mildew. Now let's talk about raw wood. So I'm thinking molding that has not been primed before. I'm talking wood shelves that you may have built. We're talking those raw wood dressers from IKEA, or some of those really old vintage finds where the finish is completely gone. You're going to want a stain blocking primer. And for that, my go-to is a shellac-based primer. So the Bin shellac-based is phenomenal, or an oil-based primer. That's going to seal in all the tannins in the wood. What are tannins, you might ask? Tannins are the oils that are in the wood that like to seep through your paint, especially if you're using a water-based paint. It has a tendency to draw those oils out. So you need oil or shellac to seal those oils in so they don't continue to seep out. Well, hello from the future. You can tell it's a little different outfit, right? A little different getup. I've been painting away and cutting and just sweating, so bear with me, but I needed to insert this in the video because for some reason I lost the audio on the previous recording. But we're gonna go with it, right? Well, let's now talk about previously painted surfaces. So we're talking, maybe you've moved into a new home that's maybe not new to you, maybe it was painted in the 80s or 90s and that trim is starting to yellow a little bit and you want to freshen it up with a nice bright white. I always veer on the side of caution and assume that that's oil-based paint. And with an oil-based paint, you don't ever want to paint a water-based paint over the top of it, because I'm sure you know oil and water, they just don't mix. So what you want to do is paint it with an oil-based primer or shellac-based primer, like we've used several times here throughout this video. But you will want to put that on. That's going to give it that adhesion to the oil that's there. And then you can go ahead and put your latex on top, latex, acrylic, whatever, on top of that. So that would go for pieces of furniture that have already been painted as well. Now there's certain precautions because we went through the chalk paint based stage where we waxed everything, and now that's a different scenario. There's also a different scenario if it's really, really, really old trim or doors or furniture. With the really old painted surfaces, there's a high likeliness that there was lead in the paint. And you don't ever, ever, ever want to disturb that paint. I personally, there are certain things that you can do so that you can paint over it, but I personally just don't even deal with it. If there was a piece of furniture that I found that was painted already, I just pass it. I don't even bother to try to redo it and paint over it. So that's a completely different scenario. You have to take your, use your best judgment as to whether or not you wouldn't want to use paint over a lead-based paint or not. But like I said, whatever you do, don't disturb it, because that's when it gets released and into your body. So keep that in mind. So a quick tip is let the primer do its job. Let it cure for at least 24 hours before painting over it so that you get good adhesion. You're making sure that that primer is good and dry before painting over it. Now for resin-based home decor, or maybe some of those laminate topped vintage furniture, or that laminate Formica type furniture from IKEA, that all can be painted. You don't have to settle for the color that it is right now. As long as you use an adhesion primer first, of course we're going to clean it really well, and then put an adhesion primer on. You can paint over it with whatever you'd like after that. One quick tip is just make sure you give it 24 hours to dry before painting. You're going to go ahead and give it a little scratch test. Take your fingernail and scratch along the surface. Make sure it doesn't come off and you're good to go. If it does scratch off a little bit, you may need to give it a little longer cure time, or it may need another coat of primer. Now for plastic, like the planter pots that I painted a few months ago, you may have seen the video. If not, I'll put the link in the description. But I used a basic bonding primer and that worked great. And there's a couple reasons why. One, those pots weren't getting shifted and moved all over the place, as well as I don't live in an extreme climate. We're not going to get a super deep freeze to where that plastic is going to be expanding and contracting a whole lot. So it's going to work great. But if you do live in a more extreme climate, or you're painting maybe plastic kids' toys, the outdoor ones, you can pick those up at a thrift store really inexpensively and just repaint them and they work great again. Or maybe you want to paint plastic storage bins, or maybe a suitcase. That might be something coming here pretty soon as well. So look out for that. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because you're not going to want to miss that video. It's pretty fun. So for those things, you're going to want a plastic adhesion paint, because that's going to be scuffed up. It's going to be moved around. It's going to be able to bond to that plastic, but yet give and move with the plastic as well. So Krylon has a fusion line, and you could buy that paint right there if you wanted to use spray paint. But if you wanted to say, do something really fun, hand painting on it, then you can use the Fusion Lines bonding primer, and then go ahead and That's the Krylon Fusion Bonding Primer, and then you can go ahead and paint over the top of it with whatever. There's also a line through Rust-Oleum that is a plastic bonding primer as well. Little quick tip is a spray application is really the best when it comes to this type of primer, so that you don't get all of those brush strokes and whatnot. Also, those two plastic versions only come in the spray can. And believe it or not, glass and tile can also be painted. You just want, again, a bonding primer. You want to grab that Kills bonding primer or the bin primer that comes in the spray can. You're just going to want to apply very light coats, allowing the proper time to dry depending on the manufacturer's instructions. Usually about 24 hours, but make sure you just use those really light coats, let it cure, and then you can go ahead and paint over it. Now, if that tile happens to be in your shower, on the other hand, so if you're making coasters like these, or it's the tile around your backsplash, or the tile around your fireplace, then that can be, you just go ahead, apply that adhesion primer, bonding primer, and then you go ahead and paint it. But that shower where you're going to have consistent water and lots of running water, lots of sitting water, there is a porcelain and ceramic primer that you can buy special for those particular instances. So just because you can paint this tile here doesn't mean you can for in your shower. So whether it's furniture or walls, home decor for indoor or outdoor, it all can be painted if you have the right primer. It saves you time, it saves you money, and it's going to help your project look better and last longer. If this video helped you today, go ahead and hit that like button or the subscribe button so you never miss a video. I post DIY projects every single week. And let me know in the comments, what's your next project? I'd love to hear what you're working on. Or maybe you're stumped as to which primer to get for your project. Go ahead, leave that question in the comments, and I'll give you my best suggestion in the comments below. Bye-bye, y'all. See you in the next one.